Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year to you all. 2026 is upon us. Let's see what turns up then. So GTTCC is back, season 22, live and direct for another 8-week league. I think it's 8 weeks. So 2 races a week. We've got a 10-minute qualifier followed by 2 30-minute races, obviously a little bit of a break in between each race. Reverse grid for race 2, and I believe the rules are you've got to have a front or a front rear drive car, front engine front wheel drive, or front engine front rear wheel drive for race 1, and I'm not sure if it's a free choice or cars chosen for you in race 2. We'll have to wait and see on that one. So yeah, we're going to get into this pretty quick because I know they're eager to get underway. Still got plenty of stickers, people. If you want any of those, hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com. Outside of that, let's get ourselves in. Evening. I might have to jiggle my camera because it's miles away, but we can do that. We can do that as we crack on. So again, it's going to be a 10-minute qualifier followed by 2 30-minute races. Let's have a look who we've got in the room. We've got some big names this season. So there's several different lobbies running through here. This is the Fusion League, which is the top of the top in terms of drivers and skill level. You can see majority of them are AS all the way through there. So we've got Hirokram, Donkey Chong, Martin R, GTP Toby, Faithless Emo, T50 Phil, JRC Racing, P Gibb 92, Rick 33 GTR, P Gibb, Golden Brownie, Marshall, GTP Toby, Donkey Tong, Janio, T50 Phil. Have I been through them all? Have I missed any out? Mutt 36 is in the house. Sweaty Keg, we've missed him. Faithless Emo. Yeah, so some big names in this one, and it looks like we have just got qualifying underway. So let's throw ourselves in. Hey Smoker, I won't be streaming tonight. Still getting over a knee rebuild. Oh, okay, fair enough. Evening Alfie. I thought I saw you in the... Oh, you're not actually streaming. You're racing, but you're not streaming. Okay. Okay, Faithless does stream his point of view. Where is he? There he is. He does stream his point of view for the majority of races, but he's maybe wincing a little bit with a broken knee. We'll see. He's out there anyway. Alright, let's put some nonsense on. It's been a while. Let me remember what I need to do. There we go. Right, so outlaps here at, where are we? Road Atlanta for race 1. And we're at Blue Moon Infield A for race 2. So it's not Mutt 36. Is he out front? No, he's not. Why does it doesn't keep up? It's not very good at that. Let's have a look. It's Rick 33 GTR who's out front, leading the way. Let's do a little bit of a lap on board for a hot one. So through turn 1, up the hill. Tricky track, this one. There's a lot of tight corners. It's a left into a right, into a left into a right. You've got to set yourself up very, very early to get the job done. A long back straight you can play on, but again, you've just got to be in the right position at the right time to get the advantage on that. I'm already finding penalties here, Rick 33. You will notice as we go round that the cars are covered in charity logos, and I believe again this year we're doing the same as we do majority of the years, where we have a GoFundMe page or something like that, just giving. You can donate, and whichever charity sort of gets the most money, if you like, in terms of the, you know, what you donate for. We then take the top 3 charities and then divvy that money out. So you will see those charity emblems all over the car. We'll have to go through them slowly to figure out what we are covering this year. I think we've got cancer research on the back of Rick 33 on the side there. The old FU cancer on the side. Faithless Emo repping McDonald's. I think he's got Mind on the roof and rear quarter there. Hirakram managed to not put a livery on that thing yet. Nor has Sweaty Keg. I don't think. Can't see anything on there. JRC Racing, no emblem. Macmillan Cancer Support, there you go. A little Suzuki of the Donkey Chonga. What have we got here? It's got to be Macmillan on the side. I see the ribbon. Rear quarter. Martin, no. Oh, is it British? What's that on the side of the wing? Could be something, not sure. T50 Phil. What have you got? What have you got? Anything? I can't see anything on there. Royal Navy. I don't think that's the charity. Might be. No, can't see anything else on that one. Oh yeah, the National Autism Society on the bonnet of that. Janio. Is that British Heart Foundation or something on the bonnet? P. Gibb with the RSPCA, Rick 33 we've seen with the cancer, Toby's not managed to get a livery, and Mind for Faithless Emo. Right, let's have a look at some times then. It is this man, Hirakram, sitting on pole position. Just about halfway through this qualifying session. He's got a 125.1. Oh no, apologies, Sweaty Keg's just come through and taken that off him. Rolling in the front wheel drive, front engine Sirocco for race 1. Donkey Chong as well in that little Suzuki. Look at the size of it compared to everything else on track. He's managed to slot himself into second so far on this first grid of the season. What does this thing look like inside? Come on, have a proper look. Yeah, alright. There we go. Steering wheels on the right side as well. Well done. So Hirakram gets nudged down to third then. JRC Racing in fourth. P. Gibb fifth on the grid currently. Faithless Emo found himself with a penalty, but it is sixth on the grid as it stands. Golden Brownie seventh. Marshall eighth in another Audi. Rick 33 in ninth. Is that a little Sirocco? Yeah. Oh, apologies. He's up into fifth. There's drivers swapping positions all over the place. Still on that 125 though, with Sweaty Keg up front in the Sirocco. Where is he? There he is. If you can see his bonnet and you remember him from last season, type it in the comments. Who is he? See if we can get a good look at that bonnet, shall we? No, that's not the view. What is it? Is it? It's giving you a thumbs up. What is it? It's not Chubby Gherkin. Still on that top spot though. Not sure what the tyre and fuel situation is. Fuel's coming down a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to affect him over a 30-minute race. Tyres possibly. But again, everything's front engined and it's either front wheel drive or rear wheel drive. Hirakram's managed to move back up the order a little bit into second for the time being. 2.5 minutes left in this first qualifying session. of the season, of the year. Should be good. Do like a bit of GTTCC. Always some real good battles go on in this league. Again, I don't think it matters whether you're in the sort of fusion division at the top or further down. You'll always end up in lobbies. That's the whole point of it. You're always in lobbies that are very similar in terms of skill level to you, so you can end up having some real good battles, and that's a point. Let me have just a quick jiggle during this qualifying session with my camera. Configure the video. How's that? Is that a bit close? Scaring myself a bit. The chair's a bit low. What's going on? I'm all discombobulated in the new year. That's a bit better. I feel a bit better now. I feel a bit more upright. It's enough for you, JRC Racing. Let's go and have a look at Sweaty Keg. Not Chubby Gherkin. Still on that 125. He's not managed to get any quicker than that so far, but still on the top spot. A minute and 15 left. Rick 33 then slots himself into second, pushes Hirakram down that order. Drops back into third at the minute then, Hirakram. JRC Racing in the other Audi in fourth. Donkey Chong fifth in that Suzuki. P. Gibb in the Jag in sixth. Golden Brownie, another Sirocco. Audis and Volkswagen seem to be quite a popular choice for the first race car. Golden Brownie 7th, Martin R in the Mazda in 8th, Faithless Emo in the Toyota in 9th. We've got Marshall in another Audi in 10th, T50 Phil, the second of the Suzuki Swifts in 11th. We've got Muck 36 in 12th. What are you in? Another Sirocco, plenty of them on the track. Another Audi for GTP Toby. And another Mazda for Janio down in 14th. 10 seconds left on the clock then. It's still Sweaty Keg on top spot. Rick 33 is now nipping at his heels, but this is it. Oh, we've got, who's that? Just spun off track. Sweaty Keg got a penalty, so he's not going to go faster on this lap. All sorts of things open. There it is. Is Sweaty Keg on pole then, unless anybody else can come through quicker. Hirakram's already crossed the line, so he stays second. Does manage to just get in front of Rick 33 GTR at the end of that qualifying session. JRC Racing takes fourth. Donkey Chong takes fifth. P. Gibb sixth. It was him that span off track in the Jag. Golden Brownie comes home, he takes 7th. Martin R takes 8th. T50 Phil in 9th. Faithless Emo 10th. Mutt 36 in 11th. Oh, someone's just moved up the order. Was that GTP Toby? Let's have a look at those results now. They're all locked into place. Sweaty Keg then up front, followed by Hirakram, Rick 33, JRC Racing, Donkey Chong, P. Gibb, Golden Brownie, Martin R. T50 Phil in 9th, followed by GTP Toby, Faithless Emo, Mutt 36, Marshall, and Janio leading us out for this first one. Fronts are so strong, said Faithless Emo. Yeah, you know, they're good. They're good if they've got no tyre wear. If they've got tyre wear, they yeah, they seem to lose out a little bit. Slipstream is going to be off. Is it? Bit of weather. Looks sunny though. Tyre wear ×1, fuel ×1. Yeah, nothing to worry about there then. Just slipstream. Penalty, counter sit, traction control. Where's the slipstream stuff? Come on. There it is. It's on week R for qualifying, maybe. Probably not. It says it's on week. Rick 33. Just while we're there. No, I don't think so. I think 30 minutes at ×1 is not it's not going to affect the tyres. Obviously the fuel will wear down, make the cars a little bit lighter, but you know, minimal effect I think. Bit 33 correcting himself there. He has realised it's on weak. Golden Brownie getting it wrong. Well, at least he's apologising in the chat. Right, race 1 then of season 2022, just about to get underway. First race here at Road Atlanta, and then we're going to follow up with a reverse grid at Blue Moon Infield A for race 2. Sweaty Keg going to lead us out. Can he hold the lead into turn 1? Let's wait and see. Lights go on then. Anticipation is over. We are underway. It is a good start by Sweaty Keg. Hirakram forcing the second position, making sure he holds on to that one, although Rick 33 has got a wing up the inside here. He's got to be careful. And Rick 33 does manage to hold on to that position. Two little Volkswagens then get out and in front, followed by an Audi, followed by an Audi. Sweaty Keg then leads the way. Rick 33 in second position, managing to just nip that position off of Hirakram. So he's in third, followed by JRC Racing. Martin R in fifth. Donkey Chong losing a position off the grid as well, then into sixth. Golden Brownie seventh. P Gib in eighth, already finding himself with a penalty on board. P Gib, that's not what you want so early on in the race, but hopefully he can hang on to the back end of a couple of drivers here whilst losing that penalty, get himself at the back of the grid. GTP Toby in ninth, followed by Faithless Emo. Let's have a look. So moves off the racing line, P Gib. Got a bit of racing craft there. And he is still in the thick of it. Look, he's only 11th, possibly 12th by the time they get down to... Oh no. Oh no. Everyone's having a go at him coming into the corner. Everyone carrying far too much speed in there to not go for an overtake on P Gib. But he has still got the advantage of a slipstream off the Janio in 13th, so he's not ruined his race completely, even picking up a penalty quite so early on. Back to the front then, Sweaty Keg and Rick 33 in those little Volkswagens, starting to make a bit of headway between themselves and the two Audis behind, and everybody else in fact. There's a little bit of a train here building up behind Hirakram. Golden Brownie tucked onto the back end of that. GTP Toby trying to hang on. A little bit of a gap then back to Faithless Emo and T50 Phil. They're just having a little battle amongst themselves. Marshall in 11th, got Mutt 36 right up his rear end coming down the hill. Janio as well, not too far off the back of these two. And there's Pete Gibb still trying to make his way back past a couple of these drivers in the Jag. This, the slipstream of Rick 33 goes for the move past Sweaty Keg into the chicane, side by side through there. A little bit of bumping and a barge in between them, but let's change that camera up a little bit. That slowed them down a little bit. Look, here comes Hirakram and everybody else. Hirakram looking for a space through as they come round that final corner onto the start finish straight, looking to get this position back off Rick 33. He does so. Can Rick 33 sling one back up the inside? He's trying. Had to back off into this sharp corner. Could have wrecked both their races now. He has got a train of drivers right behind him. But it is still that man, Sweaty Keg, up front. Hopefully he can use... Seems maybe a little bit more powerful than the Audi, maybe if he can break away from Hirakram in second, he could end up disappearing with no challenge at at all. But we'll see. Rick 33 then holding on to that third position. But for how long? JRC Racing using the slipstream, going for the move past. Gets the job done up the inside through there. Oh, a little bit wide there as well for Rick 33. Donkey Chong now bearing down on him. Martin R as well behind, but he has found himself with a little bit of a penalty in Martin R, so he's got to lose out on this next lap. Oh, Rick 33 as well, that off-road action, we were on board with him. That was him picking up a penalty as well. Must have had all four wheels over the white line. Donkey Chong then up into 5th with the departure of Phil. Martin R with that little bit of a penalty in 6th. Golden Brownie into 7th. GTP Toby 8th. Faithless Emo 9th. Still got T50 Phil there for company. Marshall 11th. Broken away from Janio in 12th. P. Gibb in 13th. Mutt 36 loses a position to P. Gibb then. Sweaty Keg is managing to keep the Audis at bay currently. But there is still a big pile of drivers very close to him. It's only going to take a little mistake for any one of these drivers, and they could be losing a few positions around that final corner. Then back onto this start finish straight, just about 6 minutes into race 1. Just starting to settle itself down now. Drivers managing to get themselves into positions rather than battling side by side for corner after corner. It's all about the drag and the slipstream now. Donkey Chong up into 5th. Rick 33 losing that penalty then. He's allowed the 4th place Suzuki to move away. It was a 5th place up into 4th. Now not too far off the back of JRC Racing as well. Well within tow range, 0.5 of a second. Short little car as well. Have lots of grip, this little thing, for sure. Has he got the power of the cars around it though? That's the question. Not quite sure what the engine is in these Suzukis. Being thrashed at the minute by Donkey Chong, trying to hang on to the back end of JRC Racing down this straight. Rick 33 after losing that penalty, a little way behind at the minute. Holding on to a little bit of slipstream coming down here. You see the battle ahead as well between Hirakram and Sweaty Keg. Still going off for 1st and 2nd. Rick 33 has not been able to close up yet. Still leading then Sweaty, but he has got Hirakram getting a little bit closer. Made a couple of tenths upon him. It was 0.6, oh it's dropped to 0.4. It's now jumped to 0.7, 0.8. Oof. Lost a big chunk of time through there, Hirakram, and he's almost out of tow range. Sweaty Keg does just break that toe. Is it enough? Is it enough? Can he get away from Hirakram enough? Not give him any advantage. Maybe allow JRC Racing and Donkey Chong to close up on him. Put him off the chase a little bit. That's exactly what Sweaty Keg's thinking. Volkswagen maybe not quite so quick out the turns. The Audi does seem to make a little bit of time up, coming out of some of those tighter corners. Time starts coming back down then. It had jumped up to just over a second. It's back down to 0.6 now. Battle here. Still kicking off. Donkey Chong now looking for the move on JRC Racing into turn 1. Still looking for a gap through there, Donkey Chong, but it's running out for him coming into this next couple of turns. He's going to have to try again. Maybe try and take a little bit more speed out of that final turn coming onto the start-finish straight. We'll see. Rick 33 as well, still trying to get himself back into the podium positions. Losing it after picking up a penalty. GTP Toby not too far off the back of him, only a second. Martin R a little way down, 2.4 seconds in 7th. He's got Golden Brownie not too far behind and another Sirocco there. And a big pile of drivers behind him. Faithless Emo, Marshall, T50 Phil and Janio. P Gibb and Mutt 36 not too far off the back of those two. Move happening here. Not quite, unfortunately. Marshall still picking up a toe of Faithless Emo. T50 Phil was carrying enough speed with the toe. But the second he pulled out into dirty air, that was it. Oh, side by side for Faithless and Marshall. Marshall just squeezing his way through. Oh, a little bit of a wobble there from Faithless. The rear end of the Toyota goes. And the Suzuki squeezes its way through. Gianio slips up the inside as well. Faithless Emo losing a bit of speed through there. A couple of positions as well. Janio now looking for the position on T50 Phil, carrying good speed down here. A little bit of a straight, but again it's that left right kind of straight. You can't really get any move done through here. Not close enough. Is he going to be in a good position to get him on the back straight? Maybe a little too far behind now. Yeah, he's got Faithless Emo filling his mirrors again now. That's probably putting him off. But 36 has managed to get himself back past P Gibb. P Gibb then falls off the back of the pack a little bit. 2.4 seconds. A little bit of time for him to make up. Not even halfway through race 1 yet, so plenty of time left to play with. Sweaty Keg still leads, still being hounded by Hirakram, half a second behind him at the minute. These two have pulled a big old gap between Donkey Tong and JRC Racing. Has finally got himself past now. JLC Racing 4th then. There is Rick 33. Now got someone to battle against. Picking up a good toe off of JLC Racing in front. GTP Toby still just over a second behind. He only needs to make up a little bit of time to start gaining on those three in front of him. Oof. Martin R gets a little bit squirrely on the way into the back straight here. Picks up a bit of dirt on those tyres. Has Golden Brownie now breathing down his neck. Trying to use that slipstream. The Mazda and the Volkswagen obviously very closely matched. It's a drag race now down to the chicane at the bottom. No joy there for Golden Brownie. Go for the move. Try again, another lap. Bumper to bumper action though between these two. Again, we've got Marshall just on the back now. It's getting a bit antsy in the cockpit. You can hear not mistakes, but you know, there are mistakes, little mistakes happening, maybe carrying a bit too much speed into some of these turns. It can be a little bit adrenaline fueling this kind of stuff. Oh, maybe a bit of glitching going on. Maybe it's not mistakes. Race still on here now then. These three. Oh, who's that on the back? It's T50 Phil. He's not far off these boys either. 0.7 of a second, but this is where it's actually kicking off between these three. Golden Brownie having another look at Martin down the hill, then waited a little bit longer this time. Oh, a little bit of contact there maybe between Martin and Marshall. Marshall carrying way more speed into that corner due to Martin having to take a little bit of avoiding action. No harm done though. Now he can have a go though, Marshall. He's got a little bit of a slipstream off Golden Brownie through here. Oh, Martin gets nudged. A little bit of contact between the two of those drivers. Marshall and Martin. So he loses 2 positions there. He's now under pressure. Oh. His tyres aren't looking very good on that front. Front left looking a bit hot. What have we missed? Sweaty Keg, what have I missed? I'm watching the other battle. Sweaty Keg's gone and lost it somewhere. He's absolutely binned it somewhere. That's given Hirakram a great big lead. Look at this, 2.6 seconds. That could be race 1 done and dusted. With that kind of lead, Sweaty Keg is going to struggle to close that gap back up. Maybe working together with 1 or 2 drivers. Donkey Chong and Sweaty Keg, I think, have a long history of racing together. So, and JRC, I think, all been in many lobbies together. Donkey Chong finds himself through to second. Then Sweaty Keg gets a tighter line, tries to come back and retake that one. But it's not. It is Donkey Chong that holds on to second. Then Sweaty Keg, apologies, missed that manoeuvre. Not that you want to see it again. Maybe Hirakram might. JRC Racing holding 4th, pretty much been there all race. JRC. Rick 33 into 5th. He's still got GTP Toby crawling all around the rear end of him. Golden Brownie then into 7th. Still got Marshall for company. T50 Phil still tucked on the back of these two as well. A little bit is yo-yoing in and out of this slipstream range. Faithless Emo into 10th then. Mutt 36 in 11th. Janio 12th. P. Gibb in 13th. And have we lost a Martin R? I think we have. I think he's not happy with getting nudged. And, you know, okay, it's race 1. It's race 1. Everyone's a little bit antsy. Everyone's just trying to find their feet again. Okay, there was contact. Maybe Marshall should have waited. You know, but bring it up with the stewards. It's race 1. Let's not throw toys out the pram in race 1. I know it's frustrating. I've been there. I see it with other drivers as well. I sit and watch other drivers race, and I see how fuming they get. But some of it is just racing. JLC Racing managed to find his way past Sweaty Keg there as well. Maybe the front tyres just letting him down a little bit into 1 or 2 of these corners, allowing maybe the Audis. No, not looking much better actually. Nobody's looking any better than anybody else in terms of tyres. Well, look at this though, 2.7 seconds lead. Donkey Chong trying to hunt him down, but he's got nobody to work with at the minute. JRC Racing is now another second behind him. And he's having his own little battle with Sweaty Keg. Sweaty Keg trying to get that 3rd place back off of JRC. Down into the chicane, should get it. And does cleanly enough as well. Toby, Rick 33, neck and neck. They swap positions as well. Rick 33 thinking about coming back and having that one. Brownie still 7th then. Marshall still 8th. T50 Phil still 9th. Faithless still 10th. Yeah, here we are as we were, I think. Maybe Janio and P Gibb have swapped positions again. But yeah, we have lost a Martin from race 1. Have we lost a Martin? Yeah, just the one driver we've lost. But Hirakram, clear air in front of him, clear air behind him really. If we go on board, that's the gap back to Donkey Chong in 2nd. Little mistake by Sweaty Keg. Allowed Hirakram to open up that gap. And he's off. 2.6. What have we got? 10 minutes left of race 1. Can anybody catch him? It is good to see that the GTC's back. It is good. Idle 4. It's always a good league, you know. Again, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter whether you're in the sort of Fusion League, which this is, or the, you know, the Beginners League. You put in with drivers that are of your level, that are of your skill level, of your speed. You can always have a damn good battle with them. There's incidents and accidents. It's bound to happen. We've just seen one, but yeah. Love it. GTTCC. That gap getting bigger and bigger. Donkey Chong losing another couple of tenths to Hirakram up front. Sweaty Keg back into that 3rd position, now on the hunt for 2nd off of Donkey. Pulled a little bit of a gap over JRC Racing after getting past him. Toby then has squeezed his way past Rick 33 into 5th. Big pile of Germans up the front here. Rick 33 then as well in 6th. Golden Brownie, another Volkswagen in 7th. T50 Phil into 8th. We've got a mistake by Marshall. So he's lost a position to T50 Phil. He's found himself with a penalty as well, which he loses right there. Followed by Faithless, who's also got a penalty right behind him in 10th. Can Mutt 36 make anything of that? Faithless putting his car in exactly the right place. Have to stay as they are. P Gibb then into 12th. Janio 13th. Just 2 seconds back. That's enough though. Running out of time to close any gaps up at the minute, Janio. Hirakram has opened up more time here. 3.2 seconds the gap between himself and Donkey. Donkey now under serious threat here from Sweaty. Running out of time. What are we? 22.5 minutes in. 7.5 minutes left of racing. About 5 laps probably. 4.5. Not close enough to go for the move into the chicane this time for Sweaty Keg on Donkey Chong. They have broken away from JRC Racing now. That gap opens to 1.5 seconds. We'll battle on here then for 2nd till the end of the race. Carrying good speed down there, Sweaty Keg. Not enough to go for the move again on Donkey Chong into turn 1. Everyone just struggling a little bit on tyres. You can hear a little bit of screeching and some feathering of throttles just to try and keep these cars on the track. They are pushing them though to obviously hold on to these positions as the timer ticks down. I wonder if drivers are picking up a few penalties across that bit there. The blue and yellow chevrons just inviting to keep the throttle pressed. Might Might just be where people are picking up those half-second penalties, though, unfortunately. JRC Racing still holding fourth. Kind of out on his own at the minute a little bit. Rig 33 is back into fifth. He's got his way back past GTP Toby. Whether that was due to mistake or penalty, I'm not too sure. Golden Brownie 7th. Still being harassed a little bit by T50 Phil in the other Suzuki Swift. Marshall starting to fall off the back of that pair. Fair chunk of tyre wear showing on his car at the minute. Just over 5 minutes left though of race 1. Faithless Emo still 10th. But 36. Still trying to close up on Faithless, but he has been closed up himself by P. Gibb. Janio still 2.4 seconds back. Lost another little bit of time, but not too much. Dark Clark has joined the room. Did you not manage to make race 1, Mr. Clark? Well, now it's on. Because Hirakram and Dark Clark have had numerous first and second place battles. Should be interesting. But it is this man at the minute. 3.3 seconds. Oh no, Sweaty Kegs messed it up again. He was right on the tail of Donkey Chong, vying for second position. Fortunately, he's made a mistake, found himself with that half a second penalty. And it looks like JRC Racing's going to get past him here. Easily done. Rick 33 is closing up on him as well as they head down towards the chicane. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Might start putting him under pressure though. Toby 6th. Golden Brownie 7th. T50 Phil still just lurking in his rear view at the minute. Marshall falling a little bit further back off those two in front, allowing these boys to get a little bit closer again. It might be a little bit too late to have a go at Marshall. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Oh no, P. Gibb. That's not the line. That's not the line. Oh, engine damage. That's race done. It's got engine damage and front end damage. It should repair itself. I think we've got damage on light, but it will make his car wonky for the next few turns. As you can see, doesn't want to drive anywhere. It's in limp mode. 3 minutes remaining then. 3.5 seconds lead for Hirakram. Donkey Chong now out on his own. Just not got the pace of that Audi in front. He has managed to hold his own. Good to see Donkey Chong back actually. I know he was, were you in last season's GTTCC? I believe you were. Yeah, good to see you back behind the wheel, Donks. Out on his own at the minute. Look at this battle here then for third now. Sweaty Keg and JRC Racing. 2.5 minutes remaining of race 1. Again, these boys battling is going to allow, I think, Rig 33 to close up on them before the end of this race. Maybe. Can Sweaty Keg break away? Not at the minute. JRC Racing still there. 33 still trying to close that gap down. Working a little bit. Whether it's enough before the end of the race is yet to be seen. T50 Phil now in a good position to have a go at Golden Brownie. Quite close enough, not carrying enough speed to have a go at the Sirocco into the chicane on this lap. You see, just having to feather the throttle again, just coming in and out of some of those turns. Again, not mistakes, but you know, just the tyres just slowly letting go. Carry the same speed into the same corner 2 laps in a row, and you'll end up in different positions. Faithless Emo has lost a position then. Mutt's swapped positions. Faithless getting into a bit of trouble somewhere. Down into 11th. Janio in 12th. Peak Gibb after getting it all wrong around turn 1. It's not been the luckiest of races for P. Gibb. Picked up a penalty in the well, there you go, in the first couple of corners of lap 1. Found himself from, I think, sort of 5th, maybe 6th, up down to last. He's just driven himself off track through there. Now found himself with a full 1 second penalty. Okay, here we go then. Last corner coming up for Hirakram. 30-minute timer ticks over then. This is going to become final lap. Round that last corner. And it is finally convincing win for Hirakram in the end. Donkey Chong takes 2nd. Sweaty Keg did manage to hold on to 3rd. JRC Racing takes 4th. Rick 33 5th. GTP Toby 6th. Golden Brownie holds on to 7th. T50 Phil not able to get past him either. He takes 8th. Marshall comes home in 9th. We've got Mutt 36 taking 10th. Faithless Emo 11th. Janio in 12th. And P. Gibb still got to lose that penalty. It's going to take 13th. Again, we did lose Martin R from race 1. He got a little bit of contact between him. I believe it was Marshall. Side-by-side contact round turn 1. He ended up driving across the grass. Got himself back on. Only lost a couple of positions, but then pulled over at the side of the track and was gone. Oh, P. Gibb. Doesn't matter now. He's been in the pits. He's been in the pits for fresh tyres. I hadn't even paid attention to that. It's 44 seconds down. But he has stopped in the pits for fresh tyres. Interesting. There it is. Too many mistakes from Faithless. He's in the chat. Hirakram taking that top spot then for race 1. Clean race as well, look. There it is. Race 1 done for GTTCC. Race 2 coming up. Half an hour at Blue Moon Infield A. That's what we've got coming up. Gonna have a look at those official results before they get deleted. So Hirakram taking that top spot then. Donkey Chong 2nd, Sweaty Keg 3rd, JRC Racing in 4th, Rick 33 in 5th, GTP Toby 6th, Golden Brownie 7th, T50 Phil in 8th. We've got Marshall 2012 in 9th, Mutt 36 in 10th, Faithless in 11th, Janio 12th, P. Gibb 13th, and there was Martin R. DNF'd. How are we all doing then, peeps? You all had good Christmas, good New Year, good break. Hope you're all recovered. Hirakram in the chat then giving props to Sweaty Keg. You were rapid. It was looking pretty quick until the odd little mistake. Okay, so what is going on with race 2? Let's just have a look at the cars popping up in the lobby. Looks like it might be free choice for race 2 as well then. We've got some Citroens, we've got some McLarens, a couple of Lamborghinis, or a Lamborghini. I've got the Alpha 4C. And again, we've had a Dark Clark join the lobby. There he is. We won't view his profile. That'd be rude, wouldn't it? And these two, again, in a couple of the other lobbies in previous years, have had some real good battles. So be prepared. Looks like they're both in the same car as well. Let's give them a little hello, shall we? So yeah, a couple of minutes break in between race 1, race 2, and then we will crack on with race 2 here at Blue Moon Infield A. Let's find a driver, shall we? Sponsoring McDonald's this week, are you, this season? Yeah, not a bad little track, Blue Moon Infield. Can catch you out if you're not ready for it. There's a couple of sections on the circuit where you go from the infield to the outfield. If you're not quite ready for them, it can catch you out. So that one being one of them. You'll see a lot of drivers hitting that wall on the right, coming out of that turn, just grazing a bit of paint off. Full speed all the way down here, and we do cut off onto the infield. You'll see the blue just coming up in front. They do drop down onto the infield section. This is one of the areas where it'll catch them out. It goes from this bank turn straight onto the flat, boom, just there. A little bit of a wobble from Faithless. It drops back onto the bank circuit here, which is another pow. A little bit of a wobble coming off as well. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The chop between the infield and the outfield can catch you out. There we go. We've pretty much done a lap on board with Faithless. Can just see the odd overtake into this this hairpin as well. Again, if you get a good drive out, and I mean a real good drive out, you can have a little stab at someone into this corner as well. Again, just coming out of this turn, carrying too much speed. You will find yourself into that wall on the right hand side. Porsche for Martin. He did stick around then, good lad. Whee! And a little bit squirrely with the Porsche around the hairpin. 4C of Toby. Yeah, it could be tricky come the end of this race. You're lying, Dark Clark. I've got to reply to that. Yeah. Lying. Apostrophe. You're lying. Sweaty Keg in the G70 Genesis. T50 Phil in another Genesis. The 4C for Donkey. It is. Another Genesis for Mutt 36. JRC Racing in that spaceship of a Citroen. This is the Citroen we're on board with. Let's have a good look at it, shall we? Look at it. Oh, that's what it's not. It's not a Citroen. It's that on the front. Got it on the back as well. I can't quite see. There's something. Yep, strange looking car. Help for Heroes. That's the charity Herocram's covering. Looks pretty good on that car. There's a few of them. They're obviously quite popular. 650S 4P Gib. 4C's quite popular as well by the looks of it. So yeah, that was it. Let's wait for race 2 to crack off then. So it should be reverse grid. Race 2 is other. Okay, right. Okay, that's right. Yeah, I did wonder if there was a certain selection, being as you'd all picked similar cars. So it's mid-rear or four-wheel drive for race 2. I know in previous seasons it has been the car has been chosen for you. So race 1 you pick whatever you want. Race 2, I think it was the Genesis last season. Yeah, free choice though this season. Obviously fitting within those criterias: front engine, front wheel drive, front engine, front rear wheel drive for race 1, and mid rear or four wheel drive for race 2, and that's going to be all throughout the season. So I'm not quite sure. Has anyone given a time? 10 o'clock. Okay. Couple of minutes left then. Yeah, just talking about that infield and outfield sort of section where you join. Later stages of the race, especially if it's mid-rears, I mean, they are quite stable until they let go. Same with the four-wheel drives, very stable until they let go. The transition between those parts of the circuit, coming from the outfield to the infield and vice versa, by the time they come to the end of the race and the tyres are all a bit beaten up, that's when you might see the odd mistake. It could be early on while they're real close together, battling to take positions around those corners, but it might also occur at the end when tyres start showing a bit of wear as well. We'll wait and see. This is the Fusion League. These are the best of the best in terms of the MRC drivers, which is Mature Racing Club over there on Facebook. If you want to get yourself involved, then that's the place to go. Mature Racing Club on Facebook. Yeah, not a bad little track, this one. Oh, I've got to take my hat off. I feel like my head's being clamped. So, absolutely full lobby then. 15 drivers, 16 including myself, but obviously I'm not driving, so 15 drivers on track, but a full lobby. Hopefully the other lobbies are of similar stature. Everyone just getting a feel then for the new cars after coming from the fronts or the front rears. Drop into these things, they do handle a little bit differently. Yeah, you can see everyone getting a little bit of a swirl on. Whoop. Getting a bit, whoop, whoop, bit jiggy on. That corner there is up. What happened there? What? It must be on a certain corner, a certain... It's a bit of a recording like the corner of a bridge or something. I don't know. That was weird. 2 drivers in a row. Hopefully the lobby's strong enough. It doesn't decide it's going to detonate itself. Oof, there's that wall. GTP Toby becoming a victim of that. Okay, here we go then. Practice over. It's now or never. Final race then for round 1 here at Blue Moon Bay Infield A circuit. It is a reverse grid. They have put Dark Clark at the back. Not giving anybody any advantage here. Lights go on then. Race 2 underway. Oh, not a great start from Faithless. Gets swamped by a couple of drivers there. Where is he? Went from sort of 4th or 5th down to about 7th. Let's get ourselves back to the front. P. Gibb leading though. Janio looking to run around the outside of him in the Genesis. A little bit of contact between them. Whoa. It's getting a bit punchy in that midfield pack. There's drivers off. There is drivers off. P. Gibb though has managed to get himself out front away from that chaos. Followed by Marshall 2012. Mutt 36 in 3rd place. GTP Toby in 4th. Faithless Emo, after the chaos, finds himself back in 5th position, coming into the double right-hander, sorry, double left-hander at the top. It's almost a hairpin. Dark Clark, sorry, Rick. I've missed a couple of drivers here, haven't I? Janio in 6th, Rick 33 in 7th, Dark Clark up into 8th. Great start for him. JRC Race in 9th, Hirokram 10th, Golden Brownie in 11th. Martin R in 12th, Donkey Chong 13th, Sweaty Keg in 14th, T50 Phil in 15th. I think it was T50 Phil I saw go off track 4 seconds behind everybody else. I think they were trying to go 4 wide around that corner. That's never going to work. P. Gibb though pulled himself 1.4. Look, what's that? What is that? It is. I can see stuff moving. Throwing a camera behind a lamppost or something. But 36 then into 2nd. GTP Toby in 3rd. For how much longer? Rick 33. Oh, some tyres squealing behind. Rick 33 in 4th. He's got a big pile of cars behind him. Marshall, Faithless Emo. Dark Clark moves up another spot into 7th position. Big battle kicking off behind. I think we need to get into this kind of view. Look at the pile of cars here. JRC Racing, Hirokram, Martin R, Janio. Who else have we got? Sweaty Keg. There's Donkey Chong in the background. All peeling down off this circuit onto the infield. Hirokram trying to make a way around the outside of JRC Racing. Oh, look at the wobble they get on coming out of that turn. JRC Racing. Oh. Nowhere really for him to go. There's a great big train here going on. We're going to see anybody have a go at anybody into the hairpin. No, Martin R gets a slide on coming in the 650R. JRC Racing manages to get himself tucked onto the back end of Faithless Emo coming through there. And they are all pretty much on the same part of the circuit, apart from P. Gibb and probably T50 Phil. I think everybody else is nose to tail. Look at that, all the way down there. Got 36 trying to find the inside line. That's absolutely far too much cornering going on there for GTP Toby. Far too much. Look at this. Dark Clark from the back of the pack has found himself through to second in the spaceship. He's turned on the warp drive, switched on the Citron's internal mass driver, and here he is, second position. GTP Toby trying to drive this thing into the ground. He's found out it likes to drift. Unfortunately, that's not the quickest way around the corner, as he finds himself now under pressure from Mutt 36. Rick 33 GTR as well, not too far off. Faithless Emo in 6th. A little bit of a gap then back to Hirakram. But there is still a big pile of drivers in this little pack at the back here. Marshall 8th then. Sweaty Keg in 9th. Get ourselves to the back of this pile, shall we? Janio we're on board with. No, there's Faithless Emo. He's crashed. The wobble's far too much for him. Is that somebody else? No. The wobble's properly caught him out. Oh, Janio pushing hard through there. Oh, maybe. Oh, a little bit of a wheel on the grass there for Janio. That Mazda goes sideways, absolutely. He now finds himself falling off the back of that pack. Right, let's run through the order completely then while we're on that camera. So it is Pete Gibbs still leading. 3.9 seconds in his McLaren. 6 minutes into race 2. Dark Clark in the spaceship now in second position. What can he do with that time? Can he use this ridiculously looking car to close the gap down on P. Gibbs? 3.7 seconds currently. Rick 33 in another spaceship in third. 2 seconds behind him. Hirakram says he's in fourth, but I'm not too sure. He's side by side with Toby. Toby held the inside line at the apex, but Hirakram able to carry the speed through. Drops himself into fourth then in another spaceship. GTP Toby in the Alpha 4C in 5th. Got Mutt 36 in the Genesis in 6th. Donkey Chong 7th in another 4C. Golden Brownie another 4C in 8th. Got a Honda NSX 4 Martin R in 9th. Marshall in 10th and another Genesis. Sweaty Keg in another Genesis in 11th. Janio in the Mazda 12th. JRC Racing now closed up on him with that little mistake he set in. JRC Racing in one of those spaceships as well. Faithless Emo, saw him get it wrong round turn 1. He's in 14th place. And T50 Phil, after going off in turn 2, unfortunately has had a bit of a mare, and he's 5.2 seconds behind the pack at the moment. So gaps developing now then. P. Gibbs starting to see that big lead shrink a little bit from 3.7 down to 3 seconds now. Oh, he's had a wobble coming out of there himself. Dark Clark's going to be able to close that gap down a little bit more here. Look, look, what is that? PlayStation, it's like you've killed a camera or something. You've broken one of the cameras. Eight minutes into race 2 here then. That time starting to diminish for P. Gibb. The spaceship's getting ever bigger in his rearview mirror, coming onto the last turn there, onto this long start finish straight. What sort of speed are we doing in this monstrosity? What do we get? 137, 138, just tips 142, 143 before he has to stick the brakes on to coming into turn 1. That gap getting smaller and smaller. down to 2.3 seconds. Spaceship very low down, very wide as well. Got a lot of traction going around the corners. Plenty of aero going on here as well with this thing. Hirakram then finds himself through to third position, back past Rick 33. And then GTP Toby in the little Alpha 4C. Just hidden behind Rick 33 really, how wide that car is. He might not even know he was there. Donkey Chong then in 6th. Managed to make a little bit of break from that pile of drivers behind him. Keeps it out of the wall through there as well. Golden Brownie now leads that little pile, followed by Martin R, Sweaty Keg, 36 and Marshall. Slipstream coming into effect here. Lot 36 says I'm not going to make it easy, I'm holding the inside line, but still side by side. Who's going to get it? It is going to be Marshall, just able to carry that speed around the outside. Oh, gone too far. But loses a position then. JLC Racing in the spaceship 12th. Janio a little way behind him, couple of seconds. Fatalist Emo another 3 seconds back. Again, getting it all wrong at turn 1. Saw him pointing the wrong way on circuit. And T50 Phil as well. Turn 2, they were trying to go 4 wide, maybe even more through turn 2. Unfortunately, T50 Phil was on the outside. Wow, look at that gap, down to half a second. It looks from this point of view like you're being targeted by a spaceship here, P. Gibb. That head-up display on that tiny little bit of plastic is giving many futuristic vibes. Getting ever closer then. Dark Clark. P. Gibbs McLaren 650S just hasn't got the legs that this Citroen has. So, Dark Clark can just hang about really. He's not going to go for the overtake yet. He can just wait till that long start finish straight. And then stick the power down on the end of this next turn. Pulls it in tighter to reduce the length of the track for starters, then slots himself straight in the slipstream. I'll say that. He's not closing up as quickly as I thought. It does now. Goes for the move. Doesn't carry too much speed through there. I think P. Gibb was hoping he might have outbraked himself. Oh, a little bit of a dink into the wall there by Dark Clark. P. Gibb's going to have a little look back at him at turn 2. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, P. Gibb though. Oh, P. Gibb tries to take that corner far too tight. Clatters into the wall. Car gets sent out. And Dark Clark able to retake that top spot. What a shame for P. Gibb. He was carrying good speed through there. Just far too tight around that turn. And that could be all she wrote if Dark Clark can stay ahead. Again, one of the faster drivers that I've seen in some of these lobbies. But P. Gibb is getting a slipstream off this man. There is the next quickest guy. Hirakram. Again, Hirakram and Dark Clark have been very close, battling for first and second in several lobbies that I've covered. Can Hirakram make his way onto the back end of P. Gibb? Just under the halfway mark. 14 minutes here. millimetre perfect through there for Hirakram. He is getting closer. That gap's down to 1.5 seconds. There's only, well, there's less than 2 seconds between himself and race leader Dark Clark. 1.5 seconds. That time is rapidly falling. Look at this. It's a three-way battle for first. Big 33 is a little way behind. 2.7 seconds back off this fight. Just over a second between the top three now. Hirakram has made a storm through the field, as has Dark Clark. Don't get me wrong, he did start from the back of the pack. He is leading the race. But Hirakram in this latter part of the race has managed to put an absolutely stomp on to come back and catch these two. Avoids that wall this time. P. Gibb, unfortunately, allows Hirakram to carry the speed through. He's got the advantage coming into the hairpin. Takes that position off of P. Gibb. It was a hard fought battle, P. Gibb, to hold on to that first, with these two chasing you down. And now 1.3 seconds between these two. 14 minutes left to race. What happens? Can P. Gibb hang on to Hirakram? Just at the minute, but it's only going to take a corner or two. Gap at 1.5 seconds then between first and second. P. Gibb hanging on to that third. There is Rick 33 in fourth. Toby in fifth. Donkey Chong slowly but surely closing up on him. Pulling away from Golden Brownie at least. Sweaty Keg right on Golden Brownie's tail coming into turn one. Everybody getting a great big wobble on coming through there. JRC Racing and Mutt 36 pretty close together. Good battle happening here. We've got Marshall, Faithless and Janio pretty close. Faithless, look. You can see the cars going past. You can hear them. You can see the picture actually move. Crackheads. Yeah, Faithless has been backwards quite early on. So he managed to make up a couple of positions here. Just managed to find his way past Gianio, I think, with a little mistake. Right on the tail end of Marshall. T50 Phil. In 14th. Who have we lost? We've lost another driver. We've lost Martin again. Martin R's dipped out of race 2 as well. Okay, Dark Clark up front seems to be holding his own. 1.8 seconds the gap, so Hirakram's not been able to take any time out of that time. He is making headway on P. Gibb though. He's just about out of slipstream range at the minute, P. Gibb. Rick 33, 3 seconds behind P. Gibb in another of those spaceships. Not sure whether he's got enough time to close up on P. Gibb. Looking at how quickly or slowly he's closing up with him. GTP Toby then coming under threat from Donkey. .4C versus 4C here. Donkey Chong carrying good speed out of that final corner. Close it up on Toby. It's not going to be enough before turn 1. Toby leaves it nice and wide through there though. Donkey Chong with a nice tight line. Brings him right under the rear wing of Toby into turn 2. Down towards turn 3. Again, tricky one. Tyre wear just starting to kick in. Look, there you go. Toby getting a little wobble on through there, but Donkey Chong following him straight through the same path as well. He gets a little bit of a wobble on. Coming into the hairpin. Whoa! Breaking early there by Toby. Nearly caught out Donkey Chong. And it's an absolute drag race up to this next turn. Toby holds on to it though. Donkey Chong gets good power out on the exit of that corner. It's not going to be enough before this final turn. It might be good enough to hold the speed onto this long start-finish straight. Right on the tail of GTP Toby at the minute. Good battle for 5th here. Okay, I'm just going to quickly have a look at this, and then we're going to go and have a look at something else I've just spotted. Side by side for these two. Donkey Chong just gets enough power on, holds it into turn 2, takes that 5th, and oh, it's changed again. Apologies, I've missed it. So P. Gibb had just managed to squeeze his way back into 2nd, maybe using the slipstream down the start finish straight to get the power done, the move done on Hirakram into turn 1. But they have swapped back positions now. Hirakram back in that 2nd position. But look at the gap Dark Clark has got now. 4.2 seconds. That's ridiculous. We've got 9 minutes left to race. Hirakram, after making that mistake, he's had to get his way back past P. Gibb. And he's now found himself with a 4-second deficit he's got to try and make up in the next few minutes. P. Gibb then holding 3rd. Rick 33 has chopped a little bit of time down on him. It's taken a second out since we last checked. Whether that's still enough to catch up with him before the end of the race is yet to be seen. Donkey Chong still in this battle for GTP Toby then for this 5th place. Look, look, stop it. They've done an update and put a billboard in the way of the camera or something. Good battle behind as well. Golden Brownie and Sweaty Keg. A little further apart than I thought. JRC Racing trying to get himself involved in that one. A little way behind at the minute. 2.2 seconds off the back of Golden Brownie. Faithless Emo. Not had a great race 2 here. He's been backwards at turn 1. He's finding themselves in 10th position, 4.4 seconds behind JRC. Almost 3 seconds ahead of Mutt 36 though. He's got oh no, I was going to say he's got problems of his own with a Marshall. Marshall's decided he wants to test out the off-roading capabilities of the Genesis and the paint reduction system of that wall. T50 Phil in 13th then. He's got Janio for company, just a second behind him. And yes, we have lost a Martin R from race 2. Time's getting bigger, 4.5 seconds. Not quite managed to shake P. Gibb yet. He's still there, but he's outside of that tow range now. That should give Rick 33 a bit of an opportunity here. No slipstream for P. Gibb will mean obviously he's travelling a little bit slower. We do know these Citrons are quick. Yeah, he's chopping chunks out of him now. 1.3, 1.2. Again, pretty stable that Citron. Gap down to 1.1 then between Rick 33 and P. Gibb. So it could be a Citron Spaceship 1, 2, 3 here. Stop it with your stupid camera, your stupid game. could be Spaceship 1, Spaceship 2, Spaceship 3 if Rick 33 can get his way past P. Gibb. He is all over the back of him now though, coming out of the hairpin. .7 of a second, getting good toe out of this corner. Gap down to half a second. Nobody to put any pressure on these boys behind. Gap down to 0.3 then. Again, not going to be quite enough before turn 1. He's going to have to wait another lap, I think, Rick 33. Unless he can get him coming out of turn 3 down towards the hairpin. So can he carry good speed out of here? Go for the move down into the hairpin. P. Gibb not doing too bad out of there. Does. P. Gibb gives him plenty of room, and it is a Spaceship 1, 2 and 3 at the minute, followed by a normal car, the McLaren. Toby in the 4C, he's got his way back past Donkey Chong. Sweaty Keg not too far off the back of those two either, 3.1 seconds, there's the gap. Golden Brownie, those two having a bit of a battle for a fair bit of this race. JRC Racing not making his spaceship work quite as well as those three out front, sitting in 9th at the minute. Faithless Emo in the Lamborghini, again not had the best of luck in race 2 here, sitting in 10th. Big gaps either side of him as well. But 36 now under all sorts of pressure. He's got a Marshall pushing him down the track, followed by a T50 Phil. The 3 Genesis cars having a bit of a punch up here at the end of the race. I was trying to find out which one was at the back and they were all swapping places. What have we got? 3 minutes remaining. Genio, unfortunately, 6.9 seconds. There he is, just coming around that turn. And these three having a bit of a punch up though, come the end of the race. Look at this, Dark Clark stomping it round then. 6.2 seconds. Hirokram just can't put it to him. Minute and a half left here then at Blue Moon Infield A. Spaceships in 1st, 2nd and 3rd at the minute with these massive Citrons. P. Gibb, the first of the sensible cars, was leading this one for what, probably 15 minutes, 14-15 minutes I think, P. Gibb, before the spaceships came out of warp speed and attacked from orbit obviously. Nothing P. Gibb could do. He doesn't have interplanetary defences against those things. Toby in 5th. He's managed to pull a little bit of a gap then over Donkey. That might be hard push to close back up. Sweaty Keg holding that 7th. Golden Brownie not been able to close the gap up on him. JRC Racing does look like he's getting a little bit closer to Golden Brownie. Gap down at 0.7. He's carrying good speed out of that final turn. Gap down to 0.5. Has he found his warp drive button? Not going to get that manoeuvre done on this lap. And it's all or nothing then. One more lap to go after this. Some of them might not even see a second lap. We'll see. Faithless Emo in 10th, all on his own at the minute. A little bit of a lonely race for him. Marshall, T50 Phil having a battle into turn 1. Oof. But 36 has had a terrible... Oh, look at that front right. Absolutely broken, that front right tyre. He's been pushing that a little bit too hard compared to these two. Oh, he is on the... what's he on? Oh, he's on the racing soft, but so is T50 Phil, and his front left is not quite as broken. Dark Clark gets to have another lap then. Hirakram gets to have another lap. Ricky J, Rick 33 gets to have another lap. P Gibb, Toby, Donkey Chong, Sweaty, Golden Brownies across the line. JRC Racing, Faithless, just. And this is it. Everybody else is going to finish the race in these positions. T50 Phil looks like he's going to take 11th. There it is. Marshall comes home in 12th. Mutt 36 sorry, is going to take 13th. As he tries to take the camera car out. And Janio will take 14th, but he is just in the thick of the faster drivers at the minute. So Dark Clark's managed to get past him. Here he comes up to the line. He is going to take race 2 win here then. And convincingly so. 7.3 seconds ahead. Hirakram will take 2nd. Rick 33 taking 3rd. Spaceship 1st, 2nd and 3rd. P Gibb coming home in 4th then. Toby taking 5th. Donkey Chong 6th. Sweaty Keg is going to come home in 7th. JRC Racing will take 8th. Golden Brownie 9th, and Faithless Emo coming home in 10th. And we have seen T50 Phil, Marshall, Mutt 36 and Janio cross the line. But yeah, Spaceships 1st, 2nd and 3rd. There's a good win for Dark Clark. First race of the season. Missed race 1 tonight, unfortunately, but he's come back with a vengeance. Started from the back of the pack as well. Took the win. Hirakram just couldn't put it to him. Started in a similar position, but just wasn't able to get that spaceship up to speed. And that is that. Round 1 of GTTCC Season 22, done and dusted. So we will be back same time, same place next week, obviously for round 2. Forget where round 2's races are next week. But I am back tomorrow night for the Ring Calf. That's back again. So 8 o'clock Saturday night here. 2 hours of Nordschleife. That's pretty much it. I'm not quite sure what the format is. It's probably back to 3-lap races. And then Sunday night we've got the new P1 League, the Super Formula 23 League, starting at 9 o'clock as well on Sunday night. So Friday night's 9 o'clock, Saturday night's 8 o'clock, Sunday night's at 9 o'clock. That's what we've got coming up. Some more German lobbies coming up as well, following on from the Ring Calf. Those boys have asked me to do another race for them, another series. So I'll give you more details of that as and when. But yeah, I hope you've liked what you've watched. That's it for tonight. Some decent racing. It was some decent racing. Was I top 4-wheel drive? Were you the only 4-wheel drive, Faithless? So yes, I think. But yeah, that's going to be it from me tonight, people. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, click all those buttons, the like, subscribe, that sort of stuff. Share it out if you haven't already. But comments always help. Algorithmic comments always help. You know, it does for some reason. But yeah, chuck some comments in post-race as well if you don't mind. Share it out. Try and watch as much of it as possible. Watch time is a big thing as well. And I only seem to get a very small amount considering how much time I actually put into this. Average watch time is very low and it upsets me. So watch it, you sods. But that's it. Yeah, back tonight, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.